Welcome, and today we will be doing an unusual and very fun topic that is out of the ordinary. Out of the ordinary, which I mean by out of the ordinary according to what I teach usually. So, today we will be teaching chess. Now, I'm a pretty good player at chess. Now, don't be mistaken of my rating and some of the games that I play. I don't usually perform that well in in games where I have to play players, since I would have the nervousness that it's an actual human being that I'm playing instead of like a computer. So today we'll be looking at one of the games that I played with a computer. Now, I start off with d4. Now, this is a really popular opening that is also quite frankly the best opening in my opinion. Now, this is followed up with a sacrifice of the c2 pawn, now moved up to the c4. Now, this, in theory, when the black pawn takes, you'll get a better position at the end. You see, it's gonna be like a higher. You're gonna gain 10 centipon in terms of position. Now, this is not what happened in the game. Now, let's continue on. So they did not take because they know that I'll get a better position if they take. So they moved their pawn from c7 to c6. Now, this is also a very popular choice because this protects the pawn on d5, making saving it from becoming a future target when it advances into the middle game. Now, I moved my knight to c3. Now, you know why? Because then I can control some squares of the center over here and over here. So let's just label these squares as the center squares. Also, my pawns have lots of control over the center as well. My pawn has this square control. It also has this square control. Now, this pawn is also in danger of this pawn capturing it after some follow-up moves. Now, this will in turn lead to this pawn capture, which then I have more I have a lot of defenders, where I have more defenders than I have more attackers than the defenders they have, meaning that I will come out in a better position and having a much more higher point advantage. No, I mean a material advantage. Now, they follow up with this knight move. Now, what's crucial about these what are these called again? What is crucial about openings and is that they determine what position and what results you'll have in the future. So basically, if you have a good opening, for example, let's say that I do this, they do this, I sacrifice my pawn, do this, I got a good opening. Now, let's just say that they have a bad opening. Move their knight like this, which is actually no. This does lose like 30 centipon with this move. Now, what's crucial about this is that if you have a good opening, therefore you're going to end up with a lot more material because your pieces are in theory more oiled up. So let's go with this. Now, this is a book move. Now I have lost some centipon because I haven't developed my knight, my bishops, and I left my king out in the open. And I don't have that much control over the center anymore. Now, if they have a bad opening move, they might move over here. Now, this is a mistake according to the engine, and you see that the player has now a better position. I have a better position now. Now, this can be then followed up with a move that is going to benefit the other by because they look. So basically, if they make a horrible opening move, therefore the other player has a much more larger opportunity in capitalizing on that mistake. Meaning that, for example, if I say I am also a really bad player, now, actually no. Like, if I have a bad opening, that means that the other player has more advantages on capitalizing on my mistakes, which is this one. Now, what is the mistake over here? I can chase away their knight. I could chase away their knight. Now, this in theory is the best move, because this forks the queen and this forks the knight and the king. Now, the best move that black can do is to just give up on that knight, which we can play with this. Now, this in turn protects their knight, because the queen is not defending it. Now, in theory, the best move over here is to no, it's not to capture. The best move over here in theory is to... hell no, that's not a good move. Wait, let me think. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, see, I'm a bit of an intermediate player myself, so not really such a good player myself. Like, so yeah, take all my advice on chess with a grain of salt. Now, what is the best move over here? What is the best move? Oh wait, yes, it is to try and attack the knight once more. Now, the only move for the knight is, wait, no. Now, you would want to, I'm actually running into some difficulties over here. Now, you would want to develop. Now, because this is a goner anyway, because after this, yeah, it's a goner. Yeah, okay. Back to the original game. Damn it, no. Back to the original game. Now, these are some really common moves. This protects the pawn on c4, because this then unlocks the vision of the f1 bishop, which sees the c4 square now. Now, the opponent then moves the pawn to e6, adding another defender onto the d5 pawn. Very logical move. Now, this is another move that is also very logical, putting two knights into the center. Now, let me show you why this is important. Again, it is because now it controls a lot of squares, especially these squares. Wait, no, the center squares are the ones that are controlled. Now you can see that we control all four center squares. Now, how much squares does black control? Let's see. Controls this. They also control. Now, wait a second. So yeah, they only control these two squares of the center. Now, this is not as good as how white can control all four central squares, and also white also can control most of the black squares over here. They control most black squares. And that means that any pieces that are isolated on the black square are very vulnerable if they land on these squares, which I call this. So this might not be in like common chess theory, but I call this uh the um the line, like the conquering line. Now this conquering line is where pawns have to get through as well as knights. So this conquering line is also very crucial, since if you have a really full conquering line, for example, if this conquering line is full, then well, you have a lot of control over the rest of the board, which is more than half of the board, which then in turn gives you a better position. No. Oh, damn it. I have a video call. I'll be back in a jiffy. Now it's the second day of recording this chess video. Now, as previously mentioned, um, well, there's a knight on d7. Um, I don't really remember what I said last time, but I still do remember that there's a conquering line that I talked about. So basically, what the conquering line is the front lines. Now it's like the front lines. Now, if your front lines, let's just say, is somewhere over here, um, you're gonna be in such a good position. Now, what I would think is that if your front lines is over at the at the sixth file, then your eval bar is gonna be at over here. Now, if your front lines are at now if your front lines are at the number 7, your eval is gonna be here, and so on. If your front lines are over here, which basically means you are attacking the enemy king. Yeah, that's a maten like n amount of moves. Now, I follow up with a bishop move over here, which isn't such a good move according to the engine. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I am not the engine. Now, since I made such a poor move according to the engine, and I thought this is my best game, I really do not know how to explain why I'm. Oh wait, yeah, I do remember. So basically, this knight is very important. It's attacking. This knight is really important. It's attacking these squares. It's also um it's also protecting these squares. So it has a six square vision. Now my bishop comes into play. Now this prevents my queen from getting development, which is really bad, since the queen can control a lot of squares, therefore pushing the front lines even further on down the board, up the board. Now the engine, the Komodo 13 made a questionable queen move, because this does not really this can oh wait, no, this move doesn't really do anything. So the best move over here for white is to play this. Oh, that's not the best move. That's an excellent move. Now, this just wastes a move for black. Now, I was a little bit silly around the time that I was playing this game, and I played this. Wait, how much? What rating was I playing at? So this is move number 7. Oh, I was playing like a 2,100. All right, good. Now, I played this move, which in theory attacks the queen, which, oh my god, it's such a good move because I'm attacking the queen. So good. Now, this is not really a good move because my pawn over here is gonna get taken by the queen. Now, this is a questionable move because then I can gain tempo. Oh, because then I can according to my logic, I can gain tempo on the queen, which is a really questionable move. Instead, I have to do this for some reason. Oh yeah, it's because wait. Okay, so I have to do this move because that's the best move of the time, which I do not understand why I have to move this. I'm just saying I'm a very intermediate player, all right? So don't hit me with a brick. All right. Then they follow up with this queen move. Now you see my position over here is really good, which means that my front lines are somewhere over here. Now let's see. I'm controlling these squares. My knights are about to control those squares. Let's see. This is defended two times. And then my bishop over here. My bishop's staring over here. My rook is also attacking this part. My queen is doing this attack. I do not know why I included that. Nope. And yeah, so my front lines are somewhere over here, giving me this eval. Now, I follow with this, attacking the queen and limiting its mobility. So these are the squares the queen can go to right now. Now, it can also go over here, and that is not such a good move. Now, over here, let's deduce what black's best move for the queen is gonna be. Now, it definitely is supposed to be for the queen, or else you're gonna just end up losing one. So, black can't move here or here. This gives a free queen. Black can't move here or here. A good move is to move over here. My bishop's staring over here, which leaves only one square for the queen to move to, which is the best move, which is a5. Now, I follow up with a great knight move. This kind of looks like a sacrifice at first. Yeah, it is a sacrifice. So, the reason why I sacrificed my knight is because now I reveal a bishop attack onto the black queen. This in turn, then if the opponent captures, is a blunder, leading to me gaining a free queen, which is another great move. Now, you see my great move. Now, they must move their queen back to another square, which best move over here to move their queen to is this square, which is the best move they can make. Now, I end up trading my knight. Now, this, in turn, they can take my knight like this, which is also the best move in this position. Now, this still gives me a very good front line, like around my. I have a front line over here, on the 6th file. Now, I develop my queen, which is not such a good move because my minor pieces have not been developed yet. The engine is suggesting me move my bishop to to d3. Now they follow up with a queen move to d5. This allows me to develop my pieces. Also, they have moved their queen like a dozen times at least in this game. Now, what I played is the d3, which is the best move since it develops my bishop and it protects these squares. Now, if I made something like this, it's not such a good move, right? Now, for black over here, what I might do if I was black, let's say if I was black, I might try to trade the queen, which is not such a good move because uh, um, if I trade my queen while being down in material, and I mean bad, not really good at in my positional advantage, I'm not gonna end up in such a good spot. Now, trading is actually a mistake because then it allows black to expand their front lines. Now, now we can see suddenly that the front lines are not over here anymore. No, after this, the front lines are only over here, which isn't that good. It's not as good as before, where the front line was on the 6th file. Now it's only on the 5th file. Alright, let's continue. Now, the bishop move, which is really good. Now, they moved their queen back. That is an excellent move. But what the best move over here for black is to go over here to develop their bishop, the black bishop, the black squared bishop. Now, they have missed an opportunity to develop because their queen wasn't in the attack when it was over here on this square. It's just chilling over there, and my pieces can theoretically kick it out, but then it can just move back after developing its bishop. Let's just see. If it develops its bishop like this, I can do this. But then my front lines aren't as good because now this pawn has one less defender. But this also in turn kicks out the queen, which is a good move. And then they go back to the square, which is what I said before. Now I castled, which brings my rook into the game, which I can form a battery on b1. I could form a battery on fb1. Now, they moved their bishop like this, which they developed just now instead of like a few moves earlier. Now, I moved my rook over here since it makes a battery. Now, they castled, which protects their king. But now my front lines is so up ahead that now my rook is staring over here, which I'll soon sacrifice the. I'll soon sacrifice the b3 rook on the b7 square. So because the front lines, as you can see, is over here. Like let me draw this. So you can see these two pawns. Bishop is now staring at this square. Now, what in chess? Sometimes in chess, we like to refer to like this is not from proper chess theory. This is just my own theory on chess. There is X-ray vision of pieces, which will come in handy. Now, the X-ray vision of the black bishop is over here, white bishop over here, and the knight is over here, and we can take the queen, and it's also staring at the same diagonal as the bishop. Now you can see that this is our control right now. And this is around somewhere over here where the front lines are, which is pretty good. Now, I played this knight move, which then further attacks into the front lines. Now, what this position means is that if I play the top engine move, which is this, I will be able to extend my front lines to the 7th file. They played a5, giving me the opportunity to sack my rook. A brilliant extending my front line. I take back my front lines. Now my rook is on the 2nd file of the black king, of the black pieces. Now, very good move, alright? You should applaud me for a brilliant. Now, after they move their queen over here. which is a good move, since if they have kept their queen over here, so let's just say they move their king like this, it's gonna be inaccuracy. Oh wait, it's an excellent move. Now they would do this. Now I would do this if their queen was over here, since this is undefended. Now another move that white could have done, which is a really bad move, but looks good on paper, is a knight to c6. It's not really a good move, is it? That's because it gives an illusion that you're making a really good move, but instead black can just go here, and now two of your pieces are getting attacked. Now you have to lower your front lines to the 6th file, most of your front lines to 6th file, which not really good move. They lower it even more. After this take, your rook is getting attacked again, which not really a good position to be in. Instead of if you play something else. So, brilliant. Okay, and after they move their queen over here, I move my queen over here to extend the battery. They move their king to this square, which is a good move. I move my queen over here, so that the front lines are much more further up ahead. Now it's the eval bar says that the front lines are at the 7th rank. Let's see. My rook is controlling these, which is pretty good. My queen is defending this, so some over here. My queen has some over here. My knight has some over here. It's basically most control over the 7th rank and one square of control at the 8th rank. They play this knight move, which is kind of good. It creates tempo on the queen. Now, what they fail to realize is that their pawn is gonna get taken for free. And now, this is a mistake, because after this, not only did I just take a queen, I am attacking. Not only did I just get a better position, since your queen is gone and less things are defended. Now in this position, this position was seen before when my queen was So we were in this position when my queen was still here, but now that the black queen has been traded off, it's gonna be a much more better move for us. It's gonna be a much more better position for us. Now, they played bishop to h4. I played knight to a5, which isn't that good, since I lowered my front lines. They put their bishop back. I got my rook to defend my knight. Pushed their pawn. I pushed my pawn, which looks good on paper because I can just do this and then this. But now they can move over here and attack my pawn. Right now, if I just take their knight, now it's gonna be a trade. Then I move my bishop over here, and now you can see that I don't have such a good front line. Now they instead played this very smart move to trade off the knight, which then I played bishop to a5. Now, do not do this. If you're black, do not do this, because then only one rook on the 8th file, and you see that Now I'm controlling this square. My pawn is a passed pawn over here. This is also a passed pawn. Okay, let's just decolor these squares. Now my bishop, yeah, you get the idea. I have a lot of passed pawns over here. My rook is also near the black king, and I have a bishop that can stare on squares that are near the black king. Now, let's go back to our opponent. So after this trade, they played this move, which is as horrendous as if they took my bishop with the rook. You know why? Because now I can do this. Why is it good? Now, this attacks the pawn, and they can't defend the pawn if they move their knight to another square, which I am gonna attack the knight. Now, after I move my bishop to this square, not only am I also looking at this square, which is much more further up ahead, I am attacking the pawn. I can also move my bishop over here and then here. When their rook is gone, let's just decolor them. And also, they they put their knight onto a square which is really vulnerable for them. Also, after this move, their only good choice, I think it's gonna go here. No, that's a really bad move. They're a really good choice for them right now is to move their rook over here. Oh, that is not a good choice. Now, what did my opponent play? Now, they played pawn to e4. Now, why is pawn to e4 takes another pawn? Good. Now, because this now creates a passed pawn for them, and it's gonna march up to promotion. Since my king is in the perfect position to be back rank checkmated, and this passed pawn is just 3 squares away from promotion, this is not looking so good for my king. Now, since they are gonna promote, I'm also gonna try to promote. Now, they moved their king to g8. Well, what are the vulnerabilities of this move? No. Oh, wait, that's not a good move. Okay. What are the vulnerabilities of this move? Now, if their knight moves away, taking this is gonna be a check. Oh wait, no. Chess.com. I know that's a blunder. I did not. I was saying if the knight wasn't there, chess.com. Okay, so if the knight wasn't over here, I take the pawn, which then puts the king in check, and then after they go back to their little crying spot, I move my bishop to a better square, a square which I have more vision. Okay, so what did I play over here? No, I played this, marching my pawn to promotion. All right, let's just see. Oh wait, I just played this move, which is trying to kick out the knight. This is not really such a good move because this, well, doesn't do anything. They can just move their knight back. But then this knight move in turn gets them checked. Not really a good move for black if white played. Now, they moved their knight over here. Very suspicious move. I took because this is going to be a winning trade for me. And now I pushed my pawn since this is now attacking the rook. They checked me, and I moved my king onto this square, which gives me a lot of squares to escape. I can just escape like this if I'm losing. Now, look at the eval bar now. Now, even though it's the black rook is attacking me, it's still over for them. Because I've got more stuff attacking their 8th rank instead of their rook attacking my 8th rank. Now, they only have one rook. I have a rook, a bishop, and a pawn. Another pawn over here, which is a passed pawn. Now, they moved their rook over here. Trying to capture this pawn on f2. I attempted to trade with them. Now, actually, in this position, their best move is to trade with me. Actually, no, that's not their best move. Their best move is to. What's their best move? Is to take the free pawn. Yes, I totally forgot about that. That puts me in check, which gives them an extra move to think. This is a really dumb move because. Yeah, you see why? Now, what did I do? I did this move. Since this then eliminates one more defender of the black king. A forced move. A queen promotion. They moved their king over here, which is not such a good move. It's only an excellent move. Now the best move over here is to move it to e7, which is very good. I put the king in check, put them in check again, check. I got a little bit sidetracked over here. I just really wanted to take the rook, like I wanted to take the rook a lot, like because it's so tasty, and also I was trying to find a fork that would take the rook. Now, I just started to disrespect the bot over here, so not really such a good learning opportunity over here. And then I checkmated it. All my pieces, except for this pawn, is surrounding the king. Very unfortunate for the king. My pieces are all oiling on the king. They're all like jumping. They all jumped the black king, except for this pawn, who isn't as cooperative as we thought it would be. Now, what are some key moments of the game that I want to cover? So, when looking for brilliance, for all of you beginners who are watching this video, you guys probably saw my rook sack. Send this to Gotham Chess. Okay. I know I even made this. If this may be a bot game, I still think this is a fairly worthy game, because I know if you're gonna play bot games, you can just cheat. I'm not some sort of person who cheats on games. No. Because I explained literally every single move that I made in this video, I think I could prove to you that I have not used any macros, which my friends will call at this time of age. Now, if you want me to explain the rook move deeper, well, number one, if they take, I infiltrate the 7th rank. If they don't take, I get a free pawn, and this is a check. Takes a free bishop, and now this, which is another. Wait, what? Oh yeah. Oh, and then this move. Now b7. Now, this rook move is especially good because then it attacks the other bishop. Now, this is in a scenario where they don't take the rook. No, this is where they take the rook. No, don't take the rook. Take the rook. It's all the same for black. Now, they get demolished into smithereens. Now, this, yeah, brilliant move. All right, time to now. Also, number 3, why this move is brilliant. Well, obviously this sacrifices something, but not only it does it sacrifice the rook, it's also, well, let's see. Not only does it sacrifice the rook for a better position, it also opens up the position for my knight. Oh wait, no, that's just back to point number 2. No, yeah, I got no more explanations to why rook b7 is brilliant. Now, time to explain my great moves. Now, how many great moves do I have? 3. The first great move, because I attacked the queen. No, this is because I attacked the queen. Oh, damn it, no. I attacked the queen while sacrificing my knight, which, like, basic, while putting my knight, I attacked the queen while moving my knight to take a pawn, which looks like a unfair trade, which for beginners, yes, I would take this, obviously. No, we're not doing that. No, we are not taking the free knight, you stupids. Okay, you stupids, yeah. So basically, for beginners, let's just say our Komodo 13 is a beginner. Okay, the people who are watching this, my target audience is the elo of a Komodo 10 or 9, or maybe like a 11, 12, I don't know. Let's just look at this game again from black's perspective. Now, don't worry, it's not gonna be like another 30-minute explanation to every single move that black makes. It's just gonna be like a overall summary. So, oh damn. Okay, so over here, you wonder why black's position is in such shambles. Now, let's take a look at black's front line, like their perspective of the front line. Now, the front lines are over here. Their queen is, yes, it's staring onto my king. Which is good, but because now there's a rule in like my chess theory that if you're staring at something vulnerable, at something very important and vulnerable, but the piece in front of it can directly attack you, then that is not such a good position. Now over here, why this is such a great move, because this gets 4 points of material for the loss of 3. And now, let's take a look at some of the moves that black makes that are really good. Now, why is this good? Let's just explain this again. Now, if I take, which is the best move. Black now gets to, black now gets to advance further into the position, and also this doesn't stare at this file anymore, which, yeah, really good move. Wait, this is such a good move because now that if I take like this, which is forced, like a soft forced move. Now, I don't have anything stirring over here, which means that they can advance their stuff. Oh wait, no, I forgot about that knight. They can advance their stuff onto this file. Let's just move the knight to a random place like this. Okay, I don't care if this is a blunder. Actually, I do. Let's just move our knight over here. Okay. Now since this removes a defender of this diagonal, the C2 H, the C1 to H6 diagonal. No, just waste a move for white. No, I don't care if I'm gonna if white's gonna lose a pawn. I'm just trying to do a demonstration. Chess.com. Okay, it allows me to advance. I don't care if that's a miss. I'm just saying that this now allows me to advance my pawns to somewhere where the bishop used to stare at, like a diagonal which the bishop used to stare at. Now, let's go back. Let's take a look on black's very questionable moves. Very questionable indeed. Very questionable indeed, because actually, no, I don't want to play. I don't want a replay of this. No, I don't want one. Alright. No. Yeah, that was like from... That is a chess video from a math channel guy. So yeah. Very good chess video, I think. Now, let's see. For like beginners, like actual beginners, people that are like around 400 elo. So before, my explanations were for thousands, no, 1,300s, 1,400s. That was the explanations I was doing for those people. Now, okay, look, do not judge me of my expertise just because of my rated elo. That is because I don't play that seriously when I play on my I don't play that seriously when I do games that face off humans. And also because humans in general at chess, in a chess online tournament, gives me nervousness, which really shiver me timbers. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. And also, my real rating, if you're curious, is 2,150. Yes, so yeah, you guys want to, if you guys ever want to know how much rating I am at, I am 2,150. In the meantime, I play an accuracy of 89.5, and I usually make a brilliant if I play a bot game. I usually make a lot more mistakes than this. This is very weird. So I'm just outperforming in this game. I'm just overperforming in this game. So maybe my real elo is like 1,900. It's just that I was feeling really good that day. The day that I was playing this chess game. And I believe that this concludes our little chess video. I hope you learned a lot of knowledge this video, and I will do another video on chess theory next time. Stay tuned for another math video, maybe a physics video, theoretical chemistry, biology, filmmaking, or a chess theory video. So yeah, bye. Have fun in chess. If you feel like you're losing, crush your opponent when you're winning. And if you ever lose your queen, say that the opponent's gonna lose their queen as well in some horrific way. And if you sacrifice something and it turns out to be a blunder, just say that to yourself. Just say to yourself, next time, that blunder is gonna be a brilliant. Bye, and thank you for watching my video till the end.